will stay.
Brandon has more vivid memories of the time he spent with Dario.
I'm having lunch. He walks into the dining room and he sees me eating. He says, "What is he? Oh no, incredible!" And he's screaming and hollering like this. "Patrizia, what's going on? You ate lunch?" "Yeah, and in my country, actors eat. You know, we all eat, same as everybody else. You know, but you have a bathtub scene after. We know it's canceled. Why you cancel it? It's very bad to take a bath after you eat." This can only happen in Italy.
Even after Dario became a director in demand, his father continued producing his films. Italian family ties are strong.
My father had experience. He made a lot of movies before Dario. So they love each other, of course. And when I joined them in 1973, it was like making together an old family, you know? The three of us together. It was very nice. And it was, nothing is better than that.
Their first collaboration as a family was a historical drama, The 5 Days of Milan. It was nothing like the style that fans had come to expect, and it was not a commercial success. Profondo Rosso came straight after The 5 Days of Milan and marked a return to the style of Argento's earlier films. It was also the first of several collaborations with actress Daria Nicolodi.
Good evening. Hi, everybody.
Okay, who told you?
We met at the airport. I was going to South America, he was going to Africa. And he was unhappy with this woman, I was unhappy with this man. Our eyes, you know, mixed.
As it happens, the victim was rather famous around here.
But then we met again for the casting of Profondo Rosso of Deep Red.
Get Mingozzi in here.
No, il film venne, pensavo che quando lo fai.
While I was shooting this film, I thought, this is interesting work. And I was trying all sorts of new things, really pushing the boundaries between thrillers and horror. I also came to know Daria Nicolodi. It was our first film together, and I started a relationship with her. I stayed with this beautiful and important woman for many years.
You want to do it properly without actually cheating? All right.
It was a volatile relationship, and during their time together, Dario and Daria had a daughter called Asia. Dario's eldest daughter, Fiore, from a previous marriage, remembers the two of them well.
I was the eldest, so I picked up more of that period compared to Asia. I've never seen in my life a couple loving so much one another. I really fell in love in a deep, complete way. And they were like one person.
Oh, no. I've got to get in on this side. The lock's broken on the other door. Sorry.
She was the muse, also poets and artists all over, because she just makes you think about things.
Oh, I should have warned you about that, see?
I think it was a very good relationship when it was good with them. Even if it was, I don't know, they were fighting a lot, but it was creative, and sometimes you need this pain and this nightmares to be alive.
There's no question in my mind that Dario Nicolodi put Dario on a completely new track. I mean, if it had not been for her and their relationship at that particular time, we would not get Suspiria.
Suspiria was just a whole other thing. Instead of being a murder mystery, it's a supernatural story. It's a fairy tale, really, a haunted kind of fairy tale.
Suspiria was the opening film of a still unfinished trilogy about a coven of mysterious evil figures known as the Three Mothers.
Suspiria is one of the all-time great horror movies ever made. It's terrifying. It's like a bad dream. It's like a nightmare. It's like being trapped in a nightmare. The part of the movie that gets me so much is the very beginning, which opens so strangely and simply, but all of a sudden, I'm in this airport walking with this girl out into this rainstorm. She's trying to catch a taxi. And you see these fountains of water cascading, and all of a sudden I'm very disturbed by what I'm looking at. I don't know why. And that movie is an incredible work of art.
Working with Dario and making this extraordinary movie with all its color and its vitality and its groundbreaking artistry. I knew that what he was doing was beautiful and very interesting, but I didn't know how groundbreaking it is. When you spend 11 hours with maggots in your hair, you get sort of inured to the horror of it. So when I saw it, I didn't have the shocked response to it that an ordinary audience member would, of course, because I had lived it.
I put Suspiria in my top 3 best horror movies of all time. I think Suspiria has got an attitude and a feel and a sound to it that is a true nightmare. It's a real nightmare.
Suspiria was the second of Argento's films with a soundtrack composed and performed by the Italian rock group Goblin.
It's stunning. That simple little melody line over and over again could create that much tension. What impressed me was the quality of the soundtrack from Suspiria was its absolute simplicity, but its effectiveness. In other words, had it been more complicated, had it been the John Williams Mickey Mouse kind of score that you hear all the time today, that movie wouldn't have been half as scary.
The scores that Goblin did for him for Suspiria have got to be among the most amazing scores ever done for a horror movie. They are rooted in progressive rock, basically, but they are bizarre. They incorporate not only musical instruments, but also whines and screams and hisses and whispers, and they are so creepy.
It's got a little Stockhausen background to it a little bit, and it's got a little bit of rock involved, but if you were going to ask me how to classify it, I wouldn't be able to classify what it was, really, what kind of music it was, but except that it sounds European. But when you put it in the scene where the blind guy with his dog is walking through the plaza, the music's getting louder and louder and louder, and the dog turns and rips his throat out for no apparent reason, that music becomes very effective.
Normally I go home and I write the themes, then I bring him demos, or he come in studio and he hear what I'm doing. Sometimes if he don't like something, we change. Yeah, we can work together. But normally when I'm in studio, I work watching the film and I compose just what I think. The way I like to, and if he like it, I play and I give him the soundtrack finished.
Much of the music for Suspiria was composed before the film was shot, and that in order to get everybody into the right terrorized mood for the scenes that he was going to shoot, Argento would put this music on and then crank it up to 11, and everybody would be shaking in their boots. It's no wonder that they all look like they're on the verge of a nervous breakdown throughout that film.